All right, let's dive right back into the darkness. We're picking up where we left off in the final, chilling chapter of The Curse of the Eye.
So our narrator has just stepped into a city that should be bustling, alive, but instead, there's nothing. Just this profound, unnerving quiet. You know that kind of silence? The kind that's so deep and so absolute, it's actually louder than any noise? It's a classic way to build dread, and man, does it work here. And something is just pulling him deeper. He's compelled to walk toward the heart of this dead city. With every single step, you can just feel the air getting thicker, the silence getting heavier. That feeling that something is deeply, deeply wrong just keeps growing.
And then he sees it, looming over everything else, a temple so massive its spires look like they're clawing at the sky. But this doesn't feel like a holy place. No, this place gives off an aura of pure dread.
The main doors are just gaping open. Not in a welcoming way, you know? It's more like the mouth of some ancient monster just waiting to swallow anyone brave or foolish enough to get close. And, of course, he goes in.
Once he's inside, that quiet from the city feels like a party. In here, the silence is a physical thing. It's a weight, a pressure in your ears so intense that your own heartbeat starts to sound like a war drum. It is, in every sense of the word, a dead silence.
But the massive hall isn't empty. Oh no, it's full of people. But this isn't a prayer service. This is something else entirely. It's like an entire crowd of people was flash frozen in a single, terrifying moment.
And we're not talking a few people. We're talking hundreds. The whole temple is filled with men, women, even children. A whole city's worth of people, perfectly preserved. Except, they're not people anymore. They're cold, gray stone. But here's the detail that really sends a shiver down your spine. Every single one of them, every statue, every face carved in terror, is staring in the exact same direction. Every pair of lifeless stone eyes is locked onto a single point at the front of the room. What could possibly cause that kind of unified horror?
Our narrator has to push his way through this forest of petrified people. And when he finally gets to the front, he sees what they were all looking at. It's the king. But he's not on his throne looking powerful. He's on his knees, hands clamped over his face in a permanent mask of absolute terror. And right there, in front of the king, on a simple pedestal, is the source of all this madness. It's small, just a single gemstone, glowing with this soft, eerie blue light. And it's shaped, well, it's shaped exactly like a human eye. You get the distinct feeling that it's staring right back at you.
Right next to the petrified king is another figure, a royal scribe. He's frozen too, his pen just hovering over a book. And the ink on the page, it still looks wet, like he was caught in the middle of writing a final, desperate message for whoever came next.
I'm going to read this exactly as it's written, because the words themselves are just chilling. It says, "We found the eye of the desert. We thought it was a gift from the gods. We were wrong. Do not look at it. Close your eyes. It takes your soul." So this thing wasn't a gift. It was the trap.
And just as that terrible truth is sinking in, the silence breaks. For the first time, a sound echoes through the Hall of Statues. A sound that proves this curse isn't just some dusty old legend. It's active, right here, right now.
Just a sharp, distinct cracking sound. It's not the building settling. No, this sounds new and close. He frantically looks around, trying to find the source of the noise. And then, a cold wave of dread just washes over him as he glances down at his own hand.
Oh no, his own skin is turning gray. Little cracks are starting to appear as his own flesh and blood begin to harden into stone. He looked at the eye. He read the warning, but he looked, and it was already too late. The curse has him.
So what do? What can you possibly do when you have just seconds before you become a permanent fixture in this gallery of horror? There's no time to think, no time to plan. There's only time to react.
Pure, animal instincts just takes over. The book, with that final warning, it clatters to the stone floor. The only thought in his head is to get away, to run, now.
And he is gone. He turns and just flees, sprinting out of that temple's gaping mouth, away from the stone people and that horrible watching blue eye. He runs through the silent city streets, not even daring to slow down, his heart hammering against a chest that feels heavier and harder with every step.
He doesn't risk it, not a single glance over his shoulder. He has no idea if the curse is right behind him, if the whole city is turning to dust. He just runs, and he doesn't stop, leaving that nightmare city and its terrible secrets behind for good.
And I think that really brings us to the lesson here, doesn't it? The one he learned in the most terrifying way possible. Some things aren't meant to be found. Some mysteries are better left unsolved.
It really leaves you with one last nagging thought, though. If you were there in that silent temple and you read that scribe's warning, would you have been able to resist looking? This was Noxtome. Sleep well.